What's up, guys? So this video is going to be about two different things. I just missed a call. I'm gonna have to give him a call back later. But this video is going to be about hiring, okay? And I'm just gonna give you some examples and then just talk about, pretty much how easy it is to hire. It really is easy. So what you really wanna do is you wanna hire for somewhere around, depend on your budget, um, from $2 to 5. I mean, it's really up to you when it comes to hiring. But what I would do is I would set a budget and I would say, okay, I can spend this much and per week, and I would just do it just like that, okay, and then think about how many hours it's going to take for them to learn and then kind of do that. Now, the way that I did it was I did 4 hours a day and I started them at $2 an hour. And I literally trained them myself. So you have to ask the question, do you want to train them yourself or do you not? Or do you want to hire people that are highly trained? Which, to be completely honest with you, you really never know who's highly trained because I have paid for services with really, really good companies, and I have gotten shitty virtual assistants. And that's just the cold hard truth. So you really never know who's going to be really good until you actually hire them. And that's just in my experience because I've been in real estate and I had virtual assistants when I was in real estate. And now I buy and sell diabetic products and I have virtual assistants now as well with that business. So you really never know until you know. That's simple. Okay, cool. So you want to start from 2 to 5. You have the option of hiring, somebody who, from a professional company agency. You have that option. Now, there's a couple ways that you could do this. Now, the first way that I did it, and I should have included this, let's go down here. Job post on Craigslist NPH. So there's a couple different ways that you can hire. You really can. There's so many different ways you can hire. So I'm going to give you a couple of them and talk about each one. The way that I got my first successful virtual assistant was from a referral. But what my friend did was he got his virtual assistant to post a jobs ad on Craigslist in the Philippines. So so what my friend did is, I was like, hey, I'm looking for a virtual assistant. Do you have anybody? Do you know anybody? Blah, blah, blah. And so what my friend did was like, here, I have a bunch of these emails from people that emailed my post. You can have all the emails and just email them and see if they're looking for a job. So literally that's what I did. And that's how I got my first virtual assistant currently. Now, the first time I ever got virtual assistant through real estate was I hired an agency. I've actually hired 2 agencies with virtual assistants, and both ended up not working over time. And whatever reason, it just didn't work out, and I wasted a lot of money. And overall, just disappointed in the agencies that I worked with. And like I said, it was just wasted money. So that's what happened. So, I highly suggest that you hire them yourself and train them yourself. And the way that you can hire them yourself is going through job posts. Make a job post on Craigslist in the Philippines. Now you have to have a VPN for that. So, and then make sure your VPN is in the Philippines so you can post on Craigslist. Then the second one, another way that I hired a virtual assistant. This is my second virtual assistant for this business, which I went through a Facebook group. And I want to show you guys a Facebook group. So you can too. But there's literally so many Facebook groups that you can go in. This one right here is the one that I went. It's called Filipino Virtual Assistant. I wanted to hire the virtual assistant from, directly from them. And that's what happened. And I ended up hiring somebody from this group. This is actually a really good group too. Like I see the posts in here. The people in here really, they know what they're doing. So this is a really good group, but you can literally just go to a Facebook group, watch virtual assistant. See, I'm part of all these groups right here. Savvies, Philippines, jobs. Let's see, virtual assistant group. Look at this. So easy to hire, guys. It really is. The virtual assistant group is. This is too easy, honestly. Your request is pending. Okay, so my request is pending here. But guys, there's literally so many different ways you can get virtual assistants. This is just one of the ways, okay? And I bet you're probably asking like, well, why would I just hire just a random person on Facebook? You're literally going to be, if you know your industry, you know that you're going to be hiring somebody that has decent knowledge and stuff. I'm just telling you what I did, and I just did it the simple way. Like, I just like to do simple things. I don't like to be all, for me, like, a lot of people need so much information before they make a decision. I'm like, okay, let's make this easy. Okay, here's a good group right here. Boom. I'm gonna go here. I made a post. I literally got like at least 300 job offers. I posted a job in here. And the way that I actually did that, and I should talk about that. The way that I actually did that was I posted a job on my business page. Literally just posted a job on my business page. Excuse me. And I just posted it within the group. So I was literally getting, like, I just shared it, my personal page. I shared my business page post. It was a hiring post into the group, and then people just started. First, they started applying, directly on the business page, and then people were sending me so many messages on my personal Facebook page. So literally, there's such a wealth of people. You just gotta make the decision. There's so many people out there that they don't make the decision, and they end up stuck in just stuck on making a decision. And you don't want to be like that, especially in business. You just want to make decision, learn from the decision if you fucked up, and then move on. I mean, that's simple. That's how I learned. If you don't know, my business is probably going to generate close to $700,000 revenue this year. So, and I did $200,000 last year in revenue. So I jumped. What is that? Almost quadrupled my business, and I'm grateful. But I'll just keep it at that. So, guys, there's so many ways that you can. And this is free, right? Like, you go on Facebook groups and you look for you go onto that group that I was talking about, and let's see. Pause the video and just go add yourself to this group. Pause the video right now and just go to this group and add yourself, and then do that. Okay. And you can really you can make it super simple too. Whenever you create the job, just I'm sure you guys know how to make a description. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to think, okay, what do I want to delegate? Okay. And think about what you do repeatedly that you could easily teach somebody and make them do. Or maybe it's not hard, maybe it's really hard, but you really need somebody to do it so you can free up your time. That's just something you need to think of. Like, okay, sit down with yourself and say, what can I what do I want to delegate so that I can free up my time that I do a lot. And for me, I have a lot of texting, messaging, posting, and marketing, like just like random marketing that I freed myself up from all. So I don't even do like 95%. What I do now is just the only thing I do now is I make payments and then I also create invoices and my virtual assistants market, lead gen, and then they manage all my customers. Boom. And then also too, what I really focus on is higher level things like talking with bigger customers and looking at the product, making sure that it's okay, approve the purchase, and those kinds of things, and talking with marketing consultants as well, those kinds of things. All right, and then making invoices. Eventually, I'm going to delegate the invoice. I'm really close to delegating that. Um, but that's what you guys want to do. Okay, so let's go back to this right here. I kind of went off on a tangent there. Think about what you want to delegate that and make that into a job description. And then boom, you post it. And guys, you will get so many responses. I'm telling you, any group you do, you will get responses. Okay. Um, Especially if it's the Philippines. I suggest hiring somebody in the Philippines. In my experience, they're very, very hard workers. And I have just a lot of good things to say about Filipinos in general. Um, my virtual assistants, I got one of my virtual assistants. Uh, I was able to pay her enough to where now she has medical coverage for her and her family, and she's literally doubling what she's making now because she does such a good job, honestly. So, but she makes a pretty good income for the Philippines. And that's what you guys want to think of hiring a virtual assistant. You could always hire an American, but I mean, so this is just my opinion. This isn't a fact. To me, Americans want a little bit more, obviously, because we get, $7 an hour or more. So we kind of expect that. But in the Philippines, the currency exchange is different. So you can buy graduates and people that have went to school. Like I've literally hired nurses to be my virtual assistant, and that happens all the time. Now think about it. These people go to college for many years, and then they become a virtual assistant, and it's a big deal for them to become virtual assistants in America. It's a big deal, and so that's what I suggest. There's other places where you can hire. Venezuela, you can hire in Honduras. You can hire people in Peru. I know you can. So there's many different places, but just think of like Facebook is a great place to get. First of all, you have access to so many people, and you don't have to pay for, you don't have to pay for it. You follow what I'm saying here? Um, so me personally, I like to train them myself. Now, one of the reasons why I like to train them myself is because want to you want them to kind of get in your program, and you don't want them to be bossed around by their agency and stuff like that. Because then it just feels like a worker relationship. To me, my assistant is my assistants. My assistants are my assistants. And they are, they work for themselves basically as a worker for me, right? They're not behind some agency. And so I highly suggest you do it that way. And usually if you hire them yourself, you pay a lot less money as well, hourly. I've paid $10 an hour Filipinos, $10 an hour, and in real estate, and it was a waste of money. I mean, to be completely honest, it was a true waste of money, and I would probably never do that again. I'm so glad my friend told me to do it the way I did, and yeah, so that's that. Um, okay, so now you're in a bunch of groups and you've created a job. Okay, you're going to create a job. Okay, boom. And then you're just going to literally, you're going to say, okay, what do I want to delegate that I can teach somebody so I can free up my time to focus on bigger items? For me, it was texting. And I already went over this, but I'm going over this again. Texting, posting ads, messaging on my Facebook business page. I have a lot of Facebook customers. And what was the other one? Texting, Facebook, posting ads on different platforms, doing a lot of my logistics as well, putting all the transactions into spreadsheets. Just like little things that would take up so much of my time if I did it all. And I have 3 now, and they all have their own tasks, but they all always lead generate too. Like that's one of their main tasks is lead generation and follow up with customers. So that's that. So that's another way you can. So we just went over how to hire somebody from Facebook groups. And I highly suggest to do it this way because it's just easiest. It's just so much easier to do it this way, because you can get so many applicants for free. You don't have to go through a service. Now you have to do the vetting yourself, which if you know people, even if you don't know people, you can kind of tell if somebody is ready for the job. Okay. And also too, what I'm going to do in the next section is I'm going to give you how to hire, how to interview, and then how to know if they're a keeper, and then how to give them trials so that they're accountable to their trial process. I'm talking about that on the next video. So we went over Facebook groups. We went over how you can do postings on Craigslist in the Philippines. You have to make sure you have your VPN on. And you have to be located in the Philippines with Craigslist, because Craigslist is really, they're very serious and strict on, wherever you're at. Okay, cool. So let's move on. Honestly, guys, I love this. This is one of the things that I love. I love putting pieces together and building things and putting people in places to succeed and then achieve a higher goal. So this is you can tell I love to do this kind of thing. Okay, so next, and I'm really good at this. I'm really good at. For me, I like to lead teams, and I just like to lead and bring people together for one goal. You don't have to be like that as long as you can follow the directions here. You will grow to love this. Okay, so let's move on. The next one is referrals. I have hired one person on referrals, and this is definitely the easiest hire I've ever done, and it is definitely my personal favorite as well when you have somebody already. I basically got a referral on my first one, but the thing is, what you really want to do is you want to ask for referrals from your current virtual assistants. So, and because they already know what it takes, so they're going to be like, okay, can so-and-so do this? Yes, no, maybe so. And then they'll let you know. So I highly suggest referrals. The next one I would suggest is Online Jobs PH. And this is a pretty good site. I've never hired anybody from here, but I hear a lot of great things about this. So look at all this: accounting tutor, accountant, boom. You can get specialized people. See all this? This is good stuff, guys. Right here, this is really good stuff. See, look at that. We remove middlemen. Exactly what I was talking about. I heard really good things about this site, so I'm probably going to check this site out a little bit more, even probably after I make this video. But guys, I've heard so much about this site. Good stuff. Really good stuff. So you can look through this site as well. And this is another thing you could do, okay? So let's go back. Okay. Cool. Now let's talk about hire for, okay, so we've already talked about this a little bit, but I start people out at $2, and then the higher, the better they do, and the longer they're with me, I give them raises and bonuses. Now I have a sales organization, and my business is based on retaining customers and getting new sales too. So the way that I do it is that I require my virtual assistants to have, a certain amount of sales per week, and they get bonuses if they can hit the target, and then I give them extra bonuses if they hit more of the target. So I really like to do that. Now it really, I'll go in depth about how to do that, but it really takes the right kind of virtual assistant to really want to achieve that. And when I say achieve that, I mean hit targets and get better and make more money. Some just want a secure job. You understand? And then some just want, they just want, like, they want to be able to grow. So you want to give that to them if possible. Okay. So last but not least, we talked about Facebook groups, referrals, online jobs.ph. I heard a lot of great things about that from friends. Hire somebody somewhere around $2 to $5. Boom. Making a job post on Craigslist in the Philippines. Make sure you have your VPN on. And then one last thing is you schedule the interview. Now, when you schedule the interview, you have to make sure that it's conducive to your time. So you want to make sure that a lot of times virtual assistants know that they have to adjust to your time. So like, for example, my virtual assistant gets up at like 3 a.m. their time, and then she works from 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. her time. And so that's that. Okay. So just remember all that. Okay. And the next thing we're going to talk about is how to interview. Okay. If I have to make more videos, if I left something out, I'll definitely include it. But I think this is a very, very informative video, because I didn't know half of this when I first started, and I wish I would have. So that's that. Peace.